Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode on the podcast. And today I'm joined with Jess. It's gonna be really cool. Because Jess is gonna be sharing her journey with Crohn's and all the stuff that she does to raise awareness and just a little bit about her story. So, Jess, it's great to have you on today. I know this is your first time doing this, so it's gonna be a really cool experience for you. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind just to say a little bit about yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm Jess. I live in New York. I work as a physician assistant, and then I also do bodybuilding on the side as a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That that is pretty interesting because it's good to have all hobbies because like you just do it and do it and do it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the diet kind of helps with my Crohn's.
yeah, yeah. I suppose it does, like with fitness and doing all sort of different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jess, when was you diagnosed with Crohn's?
February 2004. I remember it very clearly.
Okay. Did you
Yeah.
would you like to just talk a little bit about that, like how you got diagnosed and the process and everything?
Yeah, so I guess I was kind of lucky in the fact that my brother was diagnosed before me. He went through years of testings and not knowing what was wrong with him. And then he was finally diagnosed. Um, and then once I started showing symptoms, we knew immediately what it was. So for the month of February, we did your typical testings like the barium swallows, the CAT scans, and then finally the colonoscopy, which gave us the final diagnosis.
Yeah. Colonoscopies aren't fun, are they?
I
No.
love the sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. But did you know over here in the UK we don't go to sleep when we have a
You don't?
colonoscopy? No, we don't. Because the first time I heard someone from America had a colonoscopy and they went to sleep, I was like you. You're probably shocked, but I was shocked too on the other way around because we've always been I've always been awake for them. Um,
Oh my goodness.
when that's how I got diagnosed as well with my Crohn's. I had the colonoscopy, and I was thinking I was sedated, so almost asleep, heavily sedated, having up and down, but you can still feel it in a way. But it is not friendly, but in a way you wouldn't think you are asleep because you're not. You wouldn't be for long. I think it's about 15 minutes it takes to do it, so it's not long. But the prep is the worst thing, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely the worst.
Yeah, yeah, because you've got to take it. You see the bottle in before you've started. It's really big, isn't it? Like I think you have like three of them, big
Yeah.
chunky things, and you have to drink them all.
We've gotten we've improved over the years. Now I think the bottles are probably like 6 or 8 ounces
Hmm.
and two of them, but they still taste horrendous.
It doesn't help. You can't have juice. Even if you do have juice, you just still taste that sense of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I down it like an alcoholic drink, just very quickly down it and then drink water right after.
Maybe that helps. It might help. It might not. But you kind of feel that way anyway, don't you? You feel a bit drunk, probably for taking the amount of you taking.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, colonoscopy drunk.
Yeah.
Um, but although we don't like it, it's good in a way. We get diagnosed from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but was that the first like? Well, it wouldn't have been it if you had your like brother was diagnosed. It must have been good in a way that like you kind of knew maybe a little bit about it before you got Crohn's.
Yeah, so we had already found a good GI doctor and really knew the plan of action. So I was lucky in that way.
Yeah, it's good to get like the support because it is over the years I think the support gets better. Um,
Yeah.
because Crohn's now in the UK, I don't, but I find I'll say about Crohn's to someone, have you heard of Crohn's, just by coincidence, if it's necessary to say it, and they'll be like, I have heard of Crohn's. So it is getting more known now, like than like years ago.
Yeah, back in the early 2000s, nobody knew what it was, but now everybody knows at least one person with it.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because we don't want everyone to have it, do we?
No.
No. But I would say it's good that you see people have it as well because you know you're not the only one to have it because well, I was diagnosed in 2017. But when I was diagnosed, I knew nothing of it. Like I didn't know anyone. And then really when it came to 2020, there's a load of people I found, like on Instagram and create a page and you just type Crohn's in the search bar now and then half a dozen people come up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice little community that we have now. It's
Yeah,
good having that support and not being alone.
yeah. It is better because you won't have to vent. Well, you can still vent to people, but is it better to vent to maybe people that have it or that they're on the same medication as you or they just have the condition like you do?
Yeah, I feel like nobody really truly understands unless they have it.
Yeah. That that's the saying that we're all used to, like you only have it until you get it, or you understand till you get it. Um, because when we go to appointments, we always we always fear if something don't work anymore. Um, but it's good when it does work but we know we're not going to be on this like medication or stuff forever, so it's always a fear all the time, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. How would you say you're doing at the moment, Jess, with your Crohn's?
I am doing really well. First time since my diagnosis that I've been doing well.
Yeah.
I was finding I would start medications and then they either wouldn't work or I would have bad reactions to them. So really my major medication was prednisone through the years, which we all know is horrendous.
Mm,
But yeah, then I started Stelara. Like I was even in clinical trials trying to find medications because nothing was working.
yeah. It is. It's annoying when stuff doesn't work, isn't it? Because like, especially if you're on something for a long time. Um, but it's good that you're doing much better, like for the first time. Um, and since you got diagnosed, you must be doing something
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started Stelara back in I think 2019. That got my Crohn's under control, and then we realized that I needed a colon resection because my intestines were so scarred.
Yeah. It is. It's tough. It is tough because like I was on a drug called infliximab, like an infusion. That was my first kind of drug, but like that I had to go into hospital for. Um, I would take the steroids when I got diagnosed to help, but we all know we don't want to go on steroids because that's
Yeah.
not it's not nice, is it? But yeah, I was on
No.
infusion. I was on this infusion for a year and it didn't work. I, I jinxed myself, I think, because we got to the 10th infusion. I said, "Oh, 10 for good luck. It's gonna be good luck," and we all know what happened. It didn't work at all. um, so after that, it all worked out pretty well, really, because as soon as that finished, not that long after, maybe a year after, like the COVID hit. And we all know we don't want to be going to hospitals when that like the first surge or like the first the first lockdown.
Oh, there you are. I lost you for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah. I think we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Happens all the time. But but yeah, I was saying like um when that stopped working, like you had COVID and the first like the lockdown, that you don't want to be in hospital unless it's necessary. Um,
Yeah.
so I was on Humira, and I've been on Humira ever since. Really. It could have been the opposite way around, because after I was okay with my Crohn's, they said start Humira, and I said I don't want to start it. I want to start infusion because I, this is new to me, Crohn's. I don't know. I can't do that at home already. And I still can't. I still don't inject myself, but um, um, one day I will, if it comes to that. But like it's like when you have a blood test, you're not gonna blood test yourself, are you? Like it's really hard. But I've been on that ever since, and it's worked all right. I've had maybe blips where it hasn't been too good, or bloopers, funny bloopers when you have your
Oh yeah.
injection and it don't work. Well, I'll tell you one funny thing, just what happened once. Um, well, because you have it in your thigh, you can have it in your tummy or thigh, but I just prefer thigh because it's easier. And once the lid came off and everything, and you have to wait for the click, and didn't wait for the click. And the liquid comes half out on my leg and half in. So I had to ring Pete. I had to ring up. At the time, it weren't funny because I didn't know what to do. But they said just wait and do it again next week. I would normally have it every 2 weeks. So I just
Yeah.
waited another week. But it was funny at the time because, um, yeah, it was
Yeah.
quite. It's funny when those things happen though, but not when it happens.
Yeah. I was on Humira back in like 2006-ish, when it like was first FDA approved. I remember the representative in the GI office gave it in my thigh, and I didn't realize that it was going to burn, and I screamed. Does it still burn for you?
Um, it doesn't really. Um, I think there's two type of Humira injections you can have. That there's ones that really hurt.
Okay.
And then they've got one. The one I have is like an EpiPen. Um,
Yeah.
now I think they had ones that you could actually see the needle. I think it was a red kind of format, but this one is kind of blue. It's a blue and yellow. So when you put it in, you've got to wait for the yellow to all go down and you hear a click. But there has been times where you could. It's all dependent on where you do it, I guess. Like it's just ones, it could be really painful, and sometimes I'll just scream I'll scream really loud, um, just on purpose. Um, and my mum who does it, she'll be like, something bad's happened, but because you have the booklet and you score it how well like the pain is, the pain level. Um, but yeah, uh, there hasn't been a burny thing. It's been more like a sore feeling, but not really
Okay.
burning.
Yeah. And then there was one time my mom was injecting me, and then it wasn't working, so she took it away from my thigh, and then it squirted up and hit the ceiling.
Oh, that that must have been odd.
Yeah, a little blooper.
Yeah, yeah, but they are funny. Like once I shared a video, I don't redo it anymore because I got bored. Because every injection I would do a funny injection theme video. I would make. But now I don't really do it because I'm just too used to it. It'd be a bit boring me doing one all the time now. But I would do one saying it's like an injection day, and stuff. But one time I did a video actually showing how it's done, how I do the injection, and I did it with a fake one because you have a fake injection pen just to practice. And I did it with one, and someone in the comments put, that doesn't look like the actual pen. They actually pointed it out. I didn't think it would be that noticeable because it's exactly the same. It's just it don't. It's more plastic than the original. But I found that
Wow.
quite funny. Um,
Yeah, I'm shocked they could
yeah,
see that.
yeah, yeah. Maybe because they were on the same drug as well, or they've seen it. But I it's funny thing, Crohn's, because I know people that infusion that I took are still on that now. I think they've been up for like 6 years. So everyone, it's good everyone's different with Crohn's, but it's also good some of us have very similar experiences.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how some of us respond to different medications.
Yeah, it is. It is interesting. In an ideal world, we wouldn't want to be on any, would we?
Yeah,
Like, because being on medication puts us at risk of all sort of different things. Um, really. So, hopefully that's one day. We can do that.
one day.
Yeah, but we rather not be in pain. Um,
Yes.
because we felt what pain feels like, haven't we? And it's not nice.
Yeah. And it's not just abdominal pain. I've had joint pains, fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
not
that
fun.
they're not nice either. Like, I agree with fatigue because I always say, well, we all get fatigue if we have Crohn's or not, but we know how bad it can get, even if you do a little thing. Say, if you just go out for a walk, or like when you do your like kind of your exercise, do you get quite really bad fatigue with that?
Yeah, so I like to sleep like 10 to 12 hours a night, and a lot of people make fun of me for that, but
Yeah,
that's what I need.
if that's what you need. That is a good. y- In an ideal world, you would think you wouldn't be tired when you wake up, but you still might be tired.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
live on coffee.
yeah, yeah. I love coffee too. Um, but I have to have decaf ones because the normal ones kind of affect my Crohn's. Um,
Mm.
they might not now, but I just don't want to risk it just in case.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
not worth it.
But to me, they taste the same. Like decaf and normal coffee. That's
Oh yeah.
caffeinated. Like they taste the same to me. So I'm not as bothered. But I would like to have the ones that give you the caffeine because of the fatigue.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Um, but there's this place sometimes I go where I live, and they actually have this decaf. Well, it's not specifically for decaf, just has coffee, and I have decaf coffee in it. And I'll just go there and have as many as I can, knowing that it won't affect me at all because that's not going to give me energy. It's just going to know that it tastes nice.
Yeah, I love the taste of coffee.
Yeah, I am much a coffee drinker than a tea drinker.
Same.
Yeah, I don't really like tea, really. I've tasted it a few times, but it's not for me.
I always feel like people in the UK would drink tea all the time.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that do, but I don't know. I have tried it. I evened it out. I think when I got diagnosed, I did start with tea. It was one of those things that I started with. At one point, I tried broth because apparently broth is supposed to be really good for you, but I don't like it. It's horrible, horrible drink, broth. Um, have you ever had broth?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
It's not my favorite.
No, no, it's not the best, is it?
No.
Um, like it was actually, I think someone said to me, broth is really nice. You'll really like it. It help you. It's got all the nutritions in it. It help you with your Crohn's, and I thought, oh really? It must not be that bad then, if it's all right. And then I drink it, and I can't drink anymore. Have one sip. If you just, don't smell it because it'll just make you not want to drink it before you even start it. Yeah,
That's also an interesting thing about Crohn's is everybody's diet is different. Like one food could affect me, but it won't affect my husband who also has Crohn's.
yeah. Is there anything that you have to avoid though because of your Crohn's?
I try to avoid dairy, although cheese is so good, but I try to avoid dairy. Um,
Hmm.
although when I leave the country, I could eat dairy without any issue, so that's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I
Yeah.
I get I guess other countries do it differently. Um, I
Yeah.
guess. Um, when I was diagnosed, well, not no, I'm speaking wrong now. When I was really poorly with my Crohn's and I couldn't eat anything. I was put on the liquid drinks, but I couldn't have that because I didn't like it. So all I lived on as closer to the colonoscopy, you could eat little bits. So I lived on. I had these sweets I was kept chewing, and then I had chicken. I just lived on chicken, um,
Oh,
because that's all I could eat. Um, I couldn't eat anything else. I could digest it. I couldn't really eat it, and I'd be full before I even started. So I lived on that for a little while, and then I loved once I had my colonoscopy. I don't think they can do this now, but when after I had it, they give you toast. They just give me toast because, of course, you couldn't eat for hours, and even though I had it the colonoscopy and didn't eat, I wasn't eating anyway, so I was empty anyway.
yeah.
So I kind of thought the prep was a waste of time, in my opinion, because I didn't go. It makes you go to the toilet colonoscopy. I didn't go once. I thought there was
Oh
something
my
wrong.
goodness.
I
Yeah.
thought there was something wrong. I thought I was staying up the whole night saying, "I'm not supposed to go to the toilet.
Wow.
I'm just going for wheeze. I'm not going." That's what I'm doing. So what I did, in case I needed to go, I wore a nappy. um, just in case, 'cause I wanted to go to sleep. And it's hard to sleep with the abdominal pain that you were getting at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I lived on that for a little while. And then I gradually, like now, I can eat anything really. I just have to avoid. One thing I do have to avoid is spicy foods. I love spicy foods before, but I can't really have that now, which is a shame. But that and caffeine are the two main things, really.
Yeah. I actually had a colon resection in 2021. Prior to that, I basically couldn't eat anything. I couldn't have any vegetables. Um, Rice was bothering me. For like fruits, certain fruits, like grapes, I would peel the skin off the grapes and then I could eat them, which
Mm.
is really weird.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
that is
but now
interesting.
now I'm pretty good
Yeah.
with yeah.
That's the thing. Like you have people out there who think Crohn's is cured by having all this good diet and everything like that. But it's loads of nonsense. Like like you say, some people can't eat the so-called good foods that we can eat. Um, really, like I love fruit, like as well. Like I will have any fruit. I don't think there's any fruit I don't like. I'll have it all. But sometimes I would prefer an apple peeled without the skin if I had an apple. That's just me. I just don't like it because when you eat it, it's just all in your teeth and then all stuck and everything.
Oh yeah.
Um, um, that's like for an apple. But yeah, like grapes are really nice. I might have to try it now that you mentioned it without the skin. I see what it tastes like.
Yeah, take the skin off.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
love fruits and vegetables. Like a salad would be a treat for me because
yeah,
I never used to be able to tolerate it before my colon resection. Yeah.
yeah,
I would be jealous over people who would eat salads.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's quite good if you are though, because I suppose not everyone will be like that. So you have more for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vegetables. I like cheese. No, that's not a vegetable. Sorry, carrots.
Um,
um, I do like carrots. I didn't when I was younger. I was thinking I don't like carrots. But I like carrots, broccoli. I'm not a lover of cauliflower. I'm not a big
yeah,
fan, but
me too.
I'll eat it if it's there. Um, um, do you like Brussels sprouts?
So I used to love Brussels sprouts, and then I had them one time and then had a really bad Crohn's flare. So ever since then, it just grosses me out and reminds me of that flare.
Yeah, yeah. That is understandable because really. they have that kind of taste that it would do something like that.
Yeah.
Really, they have that really strong taste. Like the only time that I would have them would be at Christmas. Um, I wouldn't go out of my way to have them with a roast or something with vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but if that, I will eat some, but they're not the most of, they're not the best, are they? Really.
No. No.
Um, but yeah, I would like most. I like if you can say potato is a vegetable.
Yeah.
Potatoes quite nice. But that is only just one aspect of Crohn's, isn't it? Like a
Sure.
lot, the stigma provides around saying it's diet based and it's going to the toilet. That is the two major things, isn't it? Really,
Yes.
people say, but that's only two aspects. I always say it like this: like think of a lesson like English or maths. Let's say we say algebra and times tables. That's only two bits of maths. Maths is the big thing. And that's the same with like IBD. Food, diet, and going to the toilet. That's only two. You have so much, like you could do something about your hair or something about your eyesight or there's so much more. It should be a lesson, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. That's like a great analogy.
Yeah, because that it's annoying, isn't it? When we always hear it, we always hear like, "Is the toilet condition makes you go to the toilet?" Yes, that you are partly right. I don't.
Yeah.
When people say that, I don't say they're wrong because they are kind of right in a way. Because toilet, it does make us go to the toilet sometimes, but not everyone.
Yeah.
Like for me, I may go to the toilet a bit more than maybe the normal person, but it's not just around that. There might be other aspects that make you go to the toilet, all
Yeah.
linked in.
And then like it definitely affects your mental health. Lots of depression, anxiety, afraid to go out, leave the house.
Yeah, that is one of the like isolation and like you don't want to go out and
Yeah.
meet someone because you feel like you're going to spend the whole time not with them. You're going to spend it in the toilet, or you, it's hard. It's hard to say it to someone, isn't it? To kind of
Yeah.
explain what Crohn's is, even though it's getting more known now. But we're not going to know how to say it. You say to someone, "I've got Crohn's," and they say, if their reply is yeah, and you kind of know what to do is probably leave them
Yeah.
if they're going to be like that.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Um, but yeah, it is interesting because like when we all had the rules of the social distancing and keeping back, I love that rule because it was a good rule. I think it should have been still a rule now. It should be forever rule.
Yes. I loved it. I'm like, oh, I love lockdown. Just stay home and do nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then now it's almost like I don't. It's almost like we've had a time glitch that it's all been forgotten, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because like you don't hear anything of it now anymore, really. Which is a bit sad. It is a bit sad because of how many people have IBD that it did affect or still does affect um in a way. But I think it's important it's important to tell our stories, otherwise no one's gonna know about how it affects us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I tend to be very vocal about my illness, just to spread awareness. And I
yeah,
also like to use humor to help me through the embarrassing times.
yeah.
I've learned to just laugh things off.
That's it. That is the best part of it, really, because you can't just feel sorry for yourself all the time. Um,
Yeah.
like when something bad happens, we can because we will probably feel sorry for ourselves. Like, "Oh, why did this happen? Why have I got it in that?" But you got to have funny, be funny around the stigma, I guess. Saying like,
Yeah.
use it to your advantage. I like if you go somewhere and you say, "I've got Crohn's," and then and then say they don't allow you to use your toilet, because normally you have to go in places, you have to buy a drink and to go to even use toilet because they think you can't just do that. Um,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, if you don't let me go to the toilet, I'll have to go to the toilet here or wherever. Yeah, and then it's just
Yeah.
funny, and then I think they're a bit worried by that point, and then they think, "Oh yeah, quick, go to the toilet." Um, um, I remember I was in one place. I was on holiday not long ago, and I went to the toilet. I asked to go to the toilet in there, and I was in there a fair while. Um, and then they actually come in and they say, "Are you doing it right? Is everything okay?" Because so, because sometimes it takes longer, but yeah, it's
Oh my
funny.
goodness. Yeah. Yeah. I've been in the bathroom for like an hour at a time.
Yeah, yeah, it's very funny though. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, you have to use that sense of humor.
yeah,
I'll be like, "Oh no, I went in my pants again. Oops," and just laugh it off.
yeah, yeah. You've got to, and like you talk about it around the right people, like with people with IBD. Like there's so many people out there. That's why we have like awareness days now or IBD days, um, because there's so many people out there that have it, and then it just makes people more aware. Really,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, which is what we need. Awareness, research,
we definitely do.
hopefully a cure one day.
Yeah, hopefully that one day we do get a cure. That would be nice. Um,
Yeah.
but even if we do, it would be a shame, but not in a bad way. But it'd just be a shame. Like you don't want to kind of forget about it if there is a cure one day. Like if it killed
I
everyone, and
know.
you don't want people. I'd still want to talk about it just to raise awareness because you met loads of new friends because of having an evil disease that we never want.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But with like you said, your hobby is like bodybuilding and everything.
Yeah.
Did you like to like raise awareness like as well like with Crohn and IBD as well as doing that?
Yeah. I try to mix the two together. I do find that exercise does help with like the mental health and also the physical aspect of Crohn's. It just gives you a little bit more energy. Um, Makes you feel better about yourself. Helps
Yeah,
with anxiety, depression. Yeah.
yeah, because like you said, like mental health is really affected by the Crohn's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
And I did have an ostomy bag for 3 months after my colon resection. So I still have a scar there. So I try to be vocal about that and
Yeah.
just talk about it.
Yeah. I think it's really. I love it when people talk about that because like it's another. I think it's another part of your journey, isn't it? Because you've got the Crohn's and then an ostomy bag is like it's very visible when you want to show it. It's not visible if you don't because it can be hidden, can't it?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
because I imagine at the start it does get hard when you have one, but as it goes, if you have a little bit, or it depends how confident you are, really, you might want to show it straight away.
Yeah, I got like cute little bag covers for mine, and sometimes I would want to show it off because the bag covers are cute. Um, I thought like that was one of my biggest fears of having Crohn's is having an ostomy. But honestly, if I had to do it again, perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I got used to it. It was nice not having to worry about using the bathroom.
yeah, that must be a
You could
change.
hide it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because like what I do is because I've never had one. And like it does help seeing all these people like online just sharing about their journeys with it. And it helped other people. I think that's the best part. But for me, like because I use bathroom, of course, every day, and I'll think if I haven't been, something's wrong. Like but in a way, the good side of having a ostomy bag, it saves people's lives. I've heard, and like you say, you don't have to worry about going to the toilet, it just happens in the bag.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. We gave him a name. Um, it was great. honestly.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
did you call your ostomy bag?
My sister came up with the name Colin.
Oh yeah, Colin is a good name. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that was this. I think it's a good name. Um, did did I don't know if you can draw a face. Can you draw a face on it?
So I actually drew a face on my scar because my scar looks like a mouth. So then we put eyeballs on it.
Oh,
So we would have fun with the scar. Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense because I have a scar too. Not from Crohn's or anything. When I was young, I had this operation, I think, because I had my tonsils removed. Um, and like on my belly, this big line. Um, it's like it's gonna be there forever. I remember getting a teddy when I was younger, and it was really weird because I think it was the first time I've been properly asleep for something. And then they say count to five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're gone, and
Yeah.
you're asleep. It's really weird because like you're just in a dream state, and really it lasts a couple of minutes. It feels like it, and then you're out, but really you're down there for hours.
Yeah.
Which is it's bizarre to believe that. Yeah. But yeah, so it it like I could easily draw a mouth on my scar because it's a big line. It could like be like a mouth if I wanted. Because I would love a tattoo in the future. Because I don't get tattoo now because of like been in no compromise or taking all the medication you take puts you at risk and that. So if one day I come with all that, I will definitely be getting a tattoo or something like saying Crohn's or something like that because it'd just be nice to kind of show that awareness. If you don't want to say you've got Crohn's to someone, just show them your tattoo or say that I got
Yeah.
Crohn's.
Yeah. I actually have a purple ribbon tattoo on my hip for
Yeah,
Crohn's.
yeah. It's it would be nice if I don't know if anyone's done this, but it'd be nice if someone actually gets a tattoo of like having a flare, like where it would be. So having like red as the inflammation inside, have your insides on your like belly. It take hours, probably take so long.
Oh
But
yeah.
if someone done that, I'd be so impressed because that would be the perfect way just to show what it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I probably would never have that though, because of like there'll be pros and cons to it though, I think, because like people won't know what it means, but that's the whole point of doing it, isn't it? Because you just show how much red it can be around inside, but it also proves that it's not everything to do with Crohn's is in your inside.
Yeah.
Like I think it affects from your eye to all the way down. So a lot of it is affected, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Basically everything.
Yeah. Which is a real shame because it can stop us from doing the things we like to do.
Oh yeah. There's times I avoided activities because of it or didn't go out with friends.
Yeah. And it may even feel like some friends may not even ask you to go out purely because of Crohn's and like going out at nights and it's sad. It's sad because I guess you find out who your friends are, don't you, when you have the Crohn's?
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes they would get mad at me because I was canceling on them. Like, well, you obviously don't understand. So,
Yeah, it's not good if they get mad because of you cancelling them. Because
yeah.
like even if you cancel after again, like it's better to be honest and go and be poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I was it was I was diagnosed in October of 2017, and my birthday's in September September it is, and I was okay for my birthday. I did go karting that year, and it was really fun. But shortly at the end of that month, I started feeling really bad pain, and having to wait for appointments is it's a mess. Like, as you could probably tell, it's a pain when you have to wait for all these appointments. But when it's my friend's birthday party in the October, and I was there in so much pain the whole entire time, but I still went, because it was my friend's. I think it was their, like, it was a very special party. I think it was. So I went, but I was so tired, fatigued, and everything. And then I think the following day I go to hospital. In the middle of the night.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
but I'm there the whole night because they don't see you until the morning because of how much pain you're in, and like they don't do anything. So that that is one of the things that the whole needs to be improved now. Is like there needs to be these certain rooms for people with IBD and chronic illness, because you're put into the same boat of normal people who have come for an accident,
Yeah.
I think. But that's why we do this. That's why we share our journeys to help other people.
Yeah. Make other people feel not so alone.
Yeah, yeah. But I think last thing, Jess, if you do you have, like, in your, like, personal experience of Crohn's, do you have any advice that you would give other people about Crohn's or IBD?
Yeah, definitely reach out to support groups. There's many on Facebook, Instagram. Just reach out to people who have Crohn's or colitis. Surround yourself with them. Surround yourself with supported people.
Yeah.
Use humor.
Yes.
Laugh at things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Laugh at humour. Even some of my friends who don't have Crohn's pulled the humour jokes, and um, I find it funny. Like they'd say, just pull your Crohn's card, or something like that. it, it is it is good to use. Like, and then it makes people feel sorry for you. Um, and it's quite cruel, really, from our part. But if we don't do it, we might not even be able to use it if we actually need it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, thanks, Jess. I hope you've enjoyed coming on the podcast for the first time.
Yeah. Thank you. It's a fun
Thank you.
experience.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to do it again sometime, where you can talk about something else. Like, because there's, like we said, could be a lesson. We could be all day talking about all different aspects of Crohn's, couldn't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
to anyone listening, watching today, we hope you enjoy it as well. And we'll see you in the next episode. But from me and Jess, we hope you have a nice rest of your day wherever you are in the world.